Gotta angle it.
Is that the thumbnail?
Huh?
That's the thumbnail.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Insert your own joke here. I'm Thomas Jenkins. This is WFUZ-TV's The People's Voice podcast. I'm here in the studio with Blair Castro. Blair, proceed.
Hey, do you know what?
What?
Did you hear that Jelly Roll and his wife are getting a divorce?
I don't give a shit.
But guess what? Nobody else gives a shit about politics, and they didn't show up to vote.
Whoa.
There was only 10% voter turnout because instead of caring about the things that affect our daily lives, our community cares about that kind of thing.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because there's many reasons. We could discuss voter apathy, and let's begin now.
These outdated things that irrelevant, I won't say what demographic, okay, old, outdated people think is still relevant.
So that was from 2 days of not checking the mail right before the election. And instead of a simple postcard like we used to get, we're getting huge pieces of paper back and front. That's very pricey, I know, because I work in politics and do that for a living. It's so much money being spent on races where the income isn't that much. And I'm confused as to why people like to waste money on this, because instead of making people come and vote, it deters them from voting because people are so burnt out and exhausted. And if there's one thing we can take away from these elections, it's that people do not like to be inundated and harassed with mailers or, any other kind of spammy activity. The signs are horrible. Like, I know that's a part of the game, but it's just gotten to be too much. And the negativity has turned people off. They don't want to show up and vote anymore.
Yeah, the turnout was so sad that Jelly Roll actually got another teardrop tattoo.
So it is very telling that these races, instead of inspiring people to come out and really vote for something, a lot of them are based on voting against something, which I get that. We do need change, and there's a lot of people that really feel change, but I really think the messaging has to be tailored on positivity, as like corny as that sounds. It's become clear. The negative stuff just isn't working for people.
Neither is like you said, the inundation, and it's so outdated and just it doesn't work. And there are certain entities out there that even thought that video wasn't a smart idea.
Yes, there were a few very close elections where a video could have made or break that election or, been the straw that broke the camel's back, because they were a very close call.
But one outdated person had a kind of a stranglehold on that, didn't they?
Yes, there are some people in town that have a monopoly on a lot of these candidates. And, given how much they supposedly know and are, in the know and engrossed in the political world, you would think their candidates would have done better. They only had a couple of wins, and the wins they did have were kind of by very narrow margins. I think that's very telling that these old methods of campaigning are not working anymore. Mailers don't work anymore. Signs don't work anymore. I mean, everything works a little bit, but those are not the things people are really looking to. We're really looking to digital, and the tried and true method of door knocking and getting out where the people are is what's going to help you win.
Yeah, we won't say the name, but it rhymes with Spot Goon.
Also, when it comes to going where the people are, that doesn't mean going to the same old places every time. You got to go to those things sometimes, but you really need to meet people where they are. If there's a local watering hole where people hang out, go there. If there's a big concert happening, go there. If there's, a church that has a lot of people, go there. Don't expect to have an event and people just come because they're so interested in you. That's not how it works. Like, people are not interested in you as a candidate. They have to randomly meet you out where they already are at, because very few people will take time out of their day to come get engaged.
And young people, get out and vote. You're leaving the entire nation's destiny up to people who are of convalescent age and are easily fooled by the Nigerian prince for $50,000.
And that's very alarming. Those, segment of the population, a certain generation, they're the ones that show up to vote every time and every single cycle when I think we're going to get voter turnout from younger people, and that means millennials and younger. Gen X probably isn't going to show up, but millennials and younger, we seem a little motivated, but it's still, I've never quite gotten there. Eventually, we will be what's left, and we will have to step up and get involved. And if we don't, then I don't know, it's going to be a handful of people running the whole world. Like it already is, I guess.
Right. Yeah, don't let 10% determine the rest of the uh, nation's and state's destiny. That's just ridiculous.
So I wanted to also talk about season 3. We are on episode 8 right now of season 3. We're getting close to our 100th episodes, and we have some guests coming up that you might be surprised are going to be on the show. It's not over just because the runoff is over. There's still a special congressional race. There's still a general election, and yes, we interview Democrats, and Democrats will be on this show. There's still elections in Northwest Florida that are happening right now, and the primaries for that are going on. And there's still community leaders and, people that are involved and have a certain mission or purpose or cause that they're advocating for that we want to talk to. But may I remind you again that we do all of this for free. We do not get paid. If you would like to support us, that would be awesome. There is a PayPal link where we happily take donations, but for the most part, not many people have done that, maybe only a couple times, and it hasn't been very much money, and you expect a lot out of people that do something for free. I'll just say that.
Why should people in coastal Alabama or beyond be concerned with Northwest Florida?
Because as the recent, issue between the sheriff and the Orange Beach mayor kind of played out, we connect with them physically and with resources. When there's not resources here, we go to the neighboring area, which is literally connected to us on the map, and that is where the resources come from. You can't have one without the other. Also, trafficking, also crime across state lines, interstate commerce. There's a lot of reasons you should be concerned with the place directly next door to you. Why would you not be? Another thing I wanted to address is the ability to change your mind and your position on things. Just because somebody has a position at one point, when they're 18 or when they're 25 or when they're 30, your views and your opinions evolve throughout time based on your experiences, based on the information you gather, based on getting to know people. For me, candidates that I at one point may have liked, sometimes you get to know them and it's great. You like them even more. Sometimes the mask falls off and we discover that those people are not what they portrayed themselves to be. And you're allowed to switch your mind and be like, okay, I prefer that person. Okay, I preferred, this. It is good to have the flexibility and the neuroplasticity to take in new information and make a informed decision based on, new experiences. You shouldn't just be stuck blind loyalty to a candidate, to a party, to, anything.
Talking to you, my guy.
You should grow and evolve. And I think that most people who are educated and informed appreciate that. But then there are just some really blind, hard-headed, loyalist type people and people that get really shocked. Oh, you don't like this person anymore? Oh, you totally turned your back. No, I didn't. I just sometimes a better candidate comes along. Sometimes you get more information and you have a better choice, and that's okay. That doesn't mean anything about you as a person. It's great to become educated and flip your opinion.
Isn't it hilarious how people keep labeling us different things? Like one week we're a Democrat and the next we're MAGA.
Yeah, pick one. Are we hardcore Trumps or are we liberal woke people? It's like they can't make up their mind. So
I'll give you a hint. We are not hardcore Trump supporters. I'm not. She can speak for herself.
I'm not
Trump. I'm not going to.
I'm not, but I'm also not a far left person either.
No.
I consider myself a massy Republican. That's the new genre now.
So you can take the MAGA and shove it. You can take the Democrat and shove it.
We're so divided that's the first thing people go to as an insult. Oh, you're a Democrat. It doesn't insult me. You're a Republican. You love Trump. That doesn't really insult me either. Just have an opinion outside of these labels and quit jumping to label somebody this way or that way, because I think most people are in the middle.
Yeah, turn your TV off. We don't even have a TV in this household.
We don't.
Warping your little minds. Argue in the comments below. Please, I love it. If you see WFUZ-TV commenting some really smart ass shit, promise you it's me, it's not her, and I always have to get permission.
That's true.
I'm not bald, I've got a Brazilian. See?
Oh my God. Wanted to also say congratulations to all of our friends of the show who won their respective races. We haven't got a chance to do that yet, but congratulations to John Wall, Jim Ziegler, Hader. Who else won? Andrew Sorrell, Barry Moore. Congratulations to all those people that came and did our show, and then they won.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I hope you all do a great job.
And you're welcome.
And remember that we helped in some way by having you on the show. Just kidding. You don't have to remember that. But
and Terry Waters. He was on TV with our beautiful purple background.
Yeah, we've had a pretty good amount of guests that wound up winning their race, which was, cool. It was cool to be involved in a hate ad in some way and have our logo on there. And it's cool to keep doing the forums and being involved and giving our little insight and 2 cents into, what's happening in Baldwin County and Northwest Florida and all over the state of Alabama.
That's right. And we're not coming to a close. We're still keeping going. We're not, the Johnny come lately is just riding the coattails of whatever local politics are happening. We're covering this congressional race to the bitter end, and we're going to cover other things. We haven't quite figured out that format, but we're still here and we're still doing it.
We have a really big guest coming on soon as well. I won't give it away, but it's not Tommy Tuberville, I'll tell you that.
No, it is not. Probably never will be.
But he has an invitation. Come on, coach. Play the game. Fourth quarter, jump on in.
Tweet, tweet goes the whistle, or whatever football terms.
We are really close to Florida, so it's not that far from here. Come on down. But yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Keep watching because I'm telling you, you don't want to look away. The train wrecks come in and you won't want to look away.
All right, y'all have a Bluebell Country Day. You pick these up.